Kelly here from the Health Tune-Up. I want to talk tongue with you today. You know, I'm an acupuncturist. I'm a licensed acupuncturist in California. And in our medicine, we're famous for needles. Of course, that's what we got named for. But that's just a fraction of our medicine. We're also quite famous about looking at your tongue. And here's the great news. Anybody can look at your tongue. Like you can look at your tongue. If you think about your digestive system, your mouth, and the other end it's an open system. So you can tell a lot about what's going on the inside by looking at both ends naturally. So I put a really quick and dirty tongue breakdown because we look at a few different things. And of course, you want to go to a licensed provider if you're really trying to deal with a lot of health issues or there's something going on. Obviously, go to one of my peers to have them look at you and really assess what's going on properly. But if you want to have fun with it and you want to just sort of get an idea of where you are at, I fully empower everybody to take control of their own health. We're responsible for us. Nobody else is going to do it. So we might as well learn the signs and symptoms for ourselves so we can try to avoid things down the road. I think medicine finally is catching up to this whole prevention thing. It's not fun dealing with being in ICU. It's not fun dealing with cancer diagnoses. It's not fun dealing with any kind of organ disease diagnoses. Can we deal with them? Yeah, we can. But wouldn't you rather just get ahead of it and not get those diagnoses or try to prevent them or find out about them early on so they're much easier to deal with? Yeah, of course. So the tongue is a great indicator. So we're always looking at a couple different factors. We're looking at the body of it, if it's thick or thin, and the size and the shape of the actual tongue. And believe it or not, tongues come in all shapes and sizes. So we look at that. They mean different things as far as what's going on in the body. Is it flabby with scalloped marks on the actual sides? That means we're really fatigued. You know, there might be some adrenal fatigue and other things going on. We're not digesting very well. What kind of coating is on it? Is it thick and greasy and yellow? Or is it white, or is there no coating at all? Now, there are geographic tongues. It looks like the Grand Canyon on the tongue. That people are born with. That's something different. But if you have some gnarly looking, like crusty, curdy coat on your tongue, there's something going on, obviously. There's no judgment. We don't do tongue judgment around here. It's just information. So typically, damp, we're not transforming our food fast enough. If we got a big swollen flabby tongue and we've got a thick phlegmy sort of coat, there's a lot of reasons for that, but that's in general what it means. Yellow means internal heat. So things are stagnating and starting to create sort of a cauldron of toxicity of just being basically like a traffic jam in there. You can also have infections that cause a color change in the phlegm on the tongue. If the tongue trembles or it goes to the side, if it trembles, then we have a lot of fatigue. If it goes off to the side, then we consider it a wind issue. Sometimes someone's had a stroke. In fact, that's one thing. If someone suspects they've had a stroke, you ask them to stick their tongue out to see if it deviates off to the side. So I encourage you right now to go look in the mirror and stick your tongue out. Like, you don't have to have somebody else look at your tongue. You can look at your own tongue. Is it purple? That's the other thing, the color of the actual body of the tongue. Is it red? Is it pink? Is it really pale? Is it a dusky red? Is it purple? We look at all of those. Is it blue? It's not good. There's all different colors of tongues, and it indicates different types of stasis or fatigue or blood depletion or heart issues, digestive issues. You can tell a lot from a tongue. A tongue is really quite a personal thing, right? It's quite intimate. So, in fact, I've had a lot of patients that don't want to stick their tongue out. It's a very intimate part of us. So why don't we just go look at our own tongue and just see what does it look like? And, check with a provider. It's too much to put in a quick YouTube video on tongues, but it's a great indication to look at, and it's pretty fun. You can ask obviously certain foods will color the tongue. I think I've put in an example of that in this video, so be mindful of that. But in general, I fully encourage you to go stick your tongue out in front of the mirror and analyze what's the color of your tongue, what is the size, is it really flabby and big or thin, narrow, and pointy? What color is the tip of the tongue? If it's really red, that means we have a lot of heart heat. Could be stress, could be other things. But again, don't let any of this stress you out. It's just information. And again, I really support you getting help from a licensed acupuncturist and go have some Chinese medical diagnosis done on you so you have more information. But I think I really empower you to learn about your own body, and your tongue is an important part of your body. So have fun in front of the mirror. Don't judge yourself. And until next time, check me out at thehealthtuneup.com. I will see you there. Bye-bye.